Welcome to the An English Coffee Office. Today is Saturday, November 1, and like every morning, David and Alex are at the coffee machine.
Hey Alex, good morning. How's everything going with you today?
Morning, David. Pretty good so far. Just need this coffee to kickstart the day. You seem wide awake already.
Yeah, I had an early sales meeting, but it's not too bad. Hey, did you see the headlines this morning? That big meeting between Trump and Xi sounds like a game changer.
I caught a bit on the news. They met in South Korea, right? After all this time, it's about time they talked face to face on trade.
Exactly. Trump said it was an amazing meeting, rated it a 12 out of 10. They agreed to cut tariffs on Chinese goods from 57% to 47%. That's huge for our imports.
It is. And China promised to crack down on fentanyl exports and resume buying U.S. soybeans right away. Plus a one-year deal on rare earth minerals to keep supplies flowing.
Right. No more roadblocks there. As a sales rep, this could make deals smoother. Lower tariffs mean cheaper parts for our clients. You know how that affects project costs?
Totally agree. In project management, we've been dealing with those extra fees for months. If this truce holds, it might ease up our budgets. Fingers crossed it doesn't fall apart like last time.
Yeah. Trade talks can be tricky. But Trump mentioned it's a year-long truce and they plan to extend it. Anyway, to be honest, I'm just glad it's not escalating.
Me too. It shows some diplomacy at work. By the way, how's your team handling the current supply issues?
We're touching base with suppliers daily. It's hectic, but this news gives hope. Speaking of hope, have you heard about the Federal Reserve's latest move?
Wait, you mean the interest rate cut? Yeah. They lowered it by a quarter point to between 3.75 and 4%. Powell said it's to support the economy amid uncertainties.
Spot on. That's the second cut this year. Makes loans cheaper, which is great for business expansion. Our sales projections might look better now.
It could. As project managers, we often wait on funding approvals. Lower rates might speed things up. But Powell hinted at a possible pause in December, depending on data.
True. Inflation's still a concern, but this should help. You know, it's like a boost when you're running behind on deadlines. Anyway, shifting gears, what about that quantum mechanics award?
Oh, the 2025 Breakthrough Prize in Fundamental Physics? It went to 3 scientists for their work on quantum error correction. It's a big deal in tech circles.
I saw that. They developed ways to make quantum computers more reliable, fixing errors in real time. Sounds like science fiction, but it's real progress.
It is groundbreaking. Quantum tech could revolutionize computing, making it way faster for complex problems. Imagine what that means for data analysis in our field.
Exactly. Secure communications too. No more hacking worries. As sales guys, we could pitch better security features to clients. But honestly, it's over my head a bit.
Mine too. But it's exciting. The award highlights how US-based research is leading the way. They got $3 million each, I think.
Wow, that's some incentive. You know, it reminds me of how tech evolves so fast. We barely keep up with regular updates at work.
Tell me about it. Our software feels ancient sometimes. Anyway, on a different note, did you follow the updates on Hurricane Melissa's aftermath in the Caribbean?
Yeah, it's tough. The storm hit Jamaica hard, with winds up to 180 miles per hour. Now, recovery efforts are underway across the islands.
Heartbreaking. Communities are rebuilding homes and roads, but it's a long road. International aid is pouring in, focusing on infrastructure and support for families.
Right. The Bahamas and other spots are assessing damage too. Shows how climate change amps up these events. Makes you think about sustainability in business.
Absolutely. As project managers, we should incorporate more green practices. Like, how can we reduce our carbon footprint in office projects?
Good point. Maybe start with remote work options to cut travel. You know, working remotely has its perks anyway.
It does. Less commute, more flexibility, but back to the hurricane. It's a reminder to stay prepared. Our company has emergency plans, right?
We do, but they could use a refresh. Anyway, this coffee is hitting the spot. Best part of the morning routine.
Agreed? Keeps us sharp for the day ahead. Hey, speaking of routines, how's that big client pitch going?
It's coming along. Deadlines are tight, but we'll make it. Want to touch base later on how the trade news affects it?
Sure. Let's loop in the team. Actually, I need to head to my first meeting.
No problem. Catch up soon. Have a productive day.
You too, David? See you around?
Time to get to work. Don't forget to subscribe and practice your English every day. You'll see how it just keeps getting better and better. See you tomorrow. Hope you have a fantastic day.